such a great question. So the question was about that number, that size. When I get to this, then I'll be, and the waiting on the wait. So this is part of my story, because I did not grow up as a fat kid. I wasn't even particularly chubby when I was little, of course, but I remember when I bought my prom dress. So how old are we then? Like, whatever, 16? I don't know how old I was. Anyways, the point is, it was a size 4. That's not a large size. And yet, I hated that body. I didn't look like the models in the magazines. I didn't look like the girls on the screen. I didn't look like any of the beauty that was idealized. So I internalized that to believe that if I could just, and that's usually a good, that beginning of the sentence is a good moment to pause and think. But anyways, I really believed that if I could just get, and for me it was, I've always been bottom heavy. I have big thighs and big hips. Now they're strong and they're powerful, and I've always been very athletic, and they've served me very well, but I've never had a thigh gap. I can't have a thigh gap. I'm not genetically built to have a thigh gap. I have a 28 leg despite being 5'4". So I just don't have that long, beautiful leg that is glorified by everybody on TV. That was the girl that got the job, that got the guy. And like, look at this, the themes of movies. You get the frumpy kid that no one noticed, and they transform her into this beauty, and then she's cool, and she gets a boyfriend, and all is well. And that theme just, it becomes so ingrained, and we don't even realize we're living into it. Anyways, so I believed, like many women, that if I could just get to a particular size or a particular weight, that then everything would be grand. I would be great. I would feel the way I always wanted to feel. Interestingly enough, one of the women in the Facebook group, she had been striving for a particular number for a very long time, and she reached it. And her post said this: I got on the scale today and I was 1 pound less than that magical number. And I looked in the mirror and nothing was different. Because you can't hate your body into one that you love. And the entire fitness and fashion industry is built upon you being dissatisfied with your body. If I didn't want that thigh gap so bad, I never would have tried to lose weight in the first place. But I was convinced by the media that that was what was going to make me happy. Look at all the weight loss commercials. I lost this weight. I took control of my life. I've never felt better. I'm happy. It is so glorified as this idea that that is what it really is. And here's the magic. That's what you're really looking for. It's the confidence, it's the love, it's the self-assuredness, it's the being able to hold your head up. All of that is what you're looking for, not the actual weight loss. But we are so convinced, and dare I say even brainwashed, to believe that the only way to get that is to get that particular body. And that is the part of the freedom that happens, right? I can love this body as it is. And never in a million years that size 4 me would be convinced that this is the body that I would actually fall in love with. Recently, someone had put on Facebook about, if you want to know the quality of your thoughts, you can look at the size of your body. Well, I made a comment because I couldn't not. Because there's a picture of me in a bikini. I don't know how anyone got it, because I never let people take pictures of me, and I'm guessing that it was a sneak shot. But anyways, I found a picture of me, and I was probably about 17 at the time, so I was fairly deeply in the throes of my eating disorder. My hatred for my body was at an all-time high, and the abuse that I was putting my body through at that time was unbelievable. So disrespectful. That body, most people would look at and think, gosh, she looks great. They would see that as a healthy body, as a fit body. And I was so sick. I was sick because of the thoughts and the disparaging ideas, and I was so mean. I was meaner than any person ever could have been to me. And that breaks my heart. Because as a mom now, I think, oh my God, if my child was ever thinking those thoughts, I would just want to step in and I would just want to hold them and tell them that they're perfect and that it doesn't matter. But that version of me didn't know that. So here I am, fast forward, not quite 30 years, and I actually have a huge amount of respect for my body, and I take good care of this body. I move this body lovingly. I nourish it lovingly. I walk my whiny dog often because I love him. I am so much healthier now, despite the fact that my BMI is not. And I think this is the piece, right? So weight loss sometimes happens through this process of taking care of yourself by shoveling your shit, because we all have a pile of it. And there's no way to get through this without dealing with that. And as you start to treat your body with the utmost respect, sometimes the body decides to release weight. And that kind of weight loss I'm not against. But as I talked to a client yesterday about, sometimes when the body starts to release weight, all that stuff starts coming back up, because then when the body starts shifting, it's really easy to go from in to out again. And this is inner work. This is the inside out kind of work. And then when the out starts to change and people start to comment, it's so easy to get sucked back in that, well, if maybe I eat a little bit less, then maybe my outside will change a little bit more. Maybe I don't really want to have the chips with my lunch, but really I do. And that restriction and that old dieting way can just sort of bring itself back in again. So I'm not against weight loss. What I am about is letting your body find its best weight. And that may change at different parts of your life. And that's okay. If you enjoyed today's video, then I think you're gonna love Applaud Your Bod. This is our closed Facebook group, and it is full of women who are on the same path as you. They are learning to love their bodies, they're making peace with food, and they are bringing their best selves forward, their healthiest selves, on their own terms. So if that sounds like a sisterhood that you'd like to be part of, click the link in the description, come join us.